Welcome to the Odie's Gym 6-part video series designed to keep you informed and motivated to stay strong on your diet commitment through the 6 weeks of the challenge. This week's topic is all about the physical aspect of maintaining your diet, seeing food as a drug or fuel, and changing your focus so you can attract your goals and success rather than repelling them to get maximum results from your diet. So we're talking about the physical aspects of helping you perform at your best through your diet. And the first way to do that and perform at a high level is to see your food as fuel. See your body like a high-octane performance vehicle. If you were to watch like an F1 race or a NASCAR race, and you looked at the fuel they're giving these vehicles, it's a high-octane fuel. And it's the same thing when it comes to your body. You want to make sure that you're putting high-octane fuel into your system so you perform at a high level. Let me give you another way of looking at this. Another example is that you have to see food as a drug. Literally everything that you eat, if you consume something, usually you don't feel it until 10 to 15 minutes later. It's just like alcohol. Or if you're full, you're actually full about 10 minutes before that. Or let me give you another example. One of my clients, his name is Sean, and I've been training him for a number of years. And he came into my gym and he was having trouble with his energy. And what happened was he did a diet challenge about 3 or 4 years ago, and he said it entirely changed his entire life. What happened is that every day he would go to work, and after lunch, he'd go back to work for about an hour or two, and then he would start to crash. He would just have, his energy would drop off. And so what he would do is he would have a candy bar because it tasted good and he liked sugar. And he would get a little energy spike, then he would drop off again towards the end of his afternoon. Once I got him on the diet challenge, within it took him like a week or so to get used to cutting that sugar out of his life. But once he did that, he noticed his energy stayed at a high level throughout his entire day. He didn't have that big drop off. And what happens is that people get into what's called this yo-yo effect, where you're going up and down with your energy levels, because you're like, let's say, I'll give you an example of this, is that people at the end of your day, you take some kind of drug or alcohol to help you fall asleep. And then you wake up in the morning and then you're so tired and lethargic from consuming that thing to help you sleep that you take caffeine to help you wake up in the morning. And then you're so jacked up by the end of the day, you have to take that drug or alcohol to help you fall back asleep. And then the next morning you have to take caffeine again just to get yourself back up. So that's what I mean by this yo-yo effect. And you know what? It's okay if you go through like a period of your life where you're doing that. Like for myself personally, I was traveling in Indonesia last month, and I was going out and having some fun, and I would use a little caffeine to help me get up in the morning. But if you do that too much, that yo-yo effect can have a drastic effects on your system and in your body. So the goal is, like I said, see food as a fuel or a drug. Like I said, I was using a little bit of caffeine to help give me extra energy, but I don't want to be doing that all the time. I want to make sure I'm balancing myself out. Another way of looking at this is kind of how I've explaining is you want to see your diet is like a chemistry experiment. You don't want to blow it up. And I say that as kind of a joke because some people in America, they're like, it is a joke, but people are literally blowing up their chemistry experiment. They're consuming too much sugar, or they're consuming too much of a variety. You could drink too much water and you could mess up your chemistry experiment. That's why it's important to find a balance in all things that you're consuming, and that's how you master this chemistry experiment that is your personal body. So let's go a little bit deeper into how to enhance your physical performance with this diagram I've created. Now, if you remember in my first video on mental performance, I talked about utilizing a boat, okay? Some people are stuck in the past and they're trying to get to their future. Now I'm gonna go a little deeper in that in terms of physical performance. And this will allow you, instead of repelling what you want, to actually attract what you want in life. So the way this works is pretty simple. We're gonna change the way that you see time, okay? Time is a very important thing. You only have so much time. Time's actually more valuable than money. You only have so much time in this day in life. So what you have to do is instead, I'm gonna slow down here. Instead of focusing on what you want to have happen, okay? You're like a little kid, like, Daddy, I want a treat, I want this, I want that, okay? You want to become a millionaire, you want to heal, you want to have an exercise program where you're getting results. Instead of wanting it, which actually pushes it further away, you're like, I want it, like it's not actually here. Like, instead of wanting it, think about what you did before it happened. By putting more time and energy into focusing on what you did before it happened, you actually change your frame of reference and pull it back in time to where you're actually, it's just like before watching this video, you walked in the room and you sat down, or maybe you're standing and now you're watching this video. So that happened in the past. And that led to right now. So you remember that, right? So all you have to do, I'm trying to explain this as simply as I possibly can, is stop thinking about what you want to have happen. That's not helping you. change your frame of reference. What did you do before it happened? And then you'll be pulling it back in time. Just like you walked in the door. You couldn't be here right now if you didn't walk in the door, which led to right now. So change your frame of reference on remembering what you did, and then you'll pull it back in time, and then you're actually doing the thing that allowed you to get the results that you want. It's like with a fitness program. You could say, I want to be fit all you want, but if you don't actually do the work, it's not going to happen. So put your frame of reference focusing upon what you did, and then you'll actually be already doing it. Another way of looking at this is the word now backwards is won, because you literally are winning, because you're so successful, because you simply changed the way you saw time. What did you do before it happened? Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next week.